10 years after. Look at the small things we worry about. Small things we worry about. I was telling, I am a Tamil medium boy. I studied Tamil medium till my 11th standard. And I don't know how many of you studied in your own mother tongue. I'm a science student. When you move into from 11th standard to a pre-university, to study physics, chemistry in English is an impossibility. Some of you who have done that, you will know. It's an impossibility. It's a killer. Right? To pick up a book and to study what you study as amilam as acid now. Right? There is no television. Your exposure is not there to any of you. Didn't hear it. Also, everything is your head swims. Even algebra swims in your mind. Trigonometry. Yeah. Only good thing is whether it is in Tamil or Hindi. Tan theta is tan theta, secant theta is secant theta, cosecant theta is cosecant theta. You don't have to worry. But when you come into physics and chemistry, boy, kriya uki. Right? That is supposed to be catalyst. Right? I have first learned that. Then only I would love to learn the what is in it. Kind of a thing. We move on with it. Right? Kind of a thing. Now, the reason why I am trying to say all this is that our view of all this is also by saying, look, what sometimes I wonder, 45, 50, 60-year-old people who are managing directors have their CV in a conference like this and they come in. What they say, I am an IIT IIM. Okay? For 30 years is that your identity? Nothing happened after that for you to tell what you did? Is that talent? Or is it a wasted talent? I'm not even questioning are they talented. They are. Otherwise they would not have got where they are. Is that a wasted talent? Should we be saying that? Should say that. That's not the point, right? But what after? What did he do afterwards? So that's my question to all of you, right? And look at the way we approach our life, right? Come into organizations. We start working, right? And then we say, I want to really put around me people like myself. Because the way I recognize is that, people like me are the only people who are worthy. For example, the argument you will go into and find in every organization, including ICICI, we changed it, right? Is how many IIMs you have? How many XLRIs you have? What? Others are beggars? Others are duffers? So you didn't go to XLRI, you didn't go to IIM. I'm not coming with a chip on my shoulder because I did not come to XLRI. That's not my point. That's not my point at all. And I genuinely believe people who come to these institutions are extraordinarily talented people. That's not also the point. The point is not, we are not saying that these are not talented people. That's not the point. They are. They deserve the accolade and the respect they get. But for us to define this by creating a supply constraint, only so many people can come to XLRI, only so many people can come to IIM. Are we for a minute saying that the guy who got one level down in the CAT or whatever, ZAT or whatever thing you guys do, right, is any less talented than you? Where is the correlation for it? Whoever said that the person who was in the 90th percentile is any less than the 95th percentile? We are not talking about the 60th percentile. Who said that? So change your mind, because there is a system which has been imposed on us to say these are the only people who are talented and you can see, and then in India what we will say, we have a talent shortage. Oh boy, that gets to me. A country with 70% of the people below the age of 30 who have 35 productive years of life left, we judge this country on the basis of only education? That's the new Brahmanism we bring in. It's even worse than the existing casteism. Is even worse than the caste and the class which we are fighting today. Right? I'm an old communist. Right? I'm a student leader. I was a card-holding member of the Communist Party of India. As a student member, and I was a DYFI activist. Yeah, my minds have changed. I've moved on. I still have that piece, part of it in me. And I still believe in social justice. I still believe in things to be done in a proper manner. I still believe in the right redistribution of wealth, but I don't subscribe to the Marxian philosophy anymore. Right? But having said that, right, look at the new way to look at it. Talent nahi hai. Where is the talent not there? And this is not to take away that you are all talent. You are all talent. You all deserve what a talent should deserve. But we are basically saying that the demand supply gap in India. After consuming all of you, there is still a gap. And what are we saying? My definition of talent in an organization is like me. Anybody else who is not like me, I would consider that person not worthy to be employed or not worthy to be a leader. The old barrister fixation. For every 100 people who went to London to really do a barrister, you remember 2 of them. 98 of them you don't remember of having created anything worthwhile in life. Life. Huh? I underline that part. Worthwhile in life. So renegotiate. Go back with a liberal view. Go into your organization and start questioning, what is my definition of talent? First I talked about you as a talent. Now I am talking about your eye for a talent. The old India would not have discovered Mahendra Singh Dhoni. The old India would not have discovered Virendra Sehwag, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Mohammad Shami. The old India wouldn't have discovered. I will go on and like this with you. So you have to be clear by saying, do I renegotiate my definition of talent for everything? And once you do it, suddenly your eyes see teeming millions of people who are worthy to be brought into the fold. We did an experiment in ICICI. Right? And that experiment, we challenged it in 2007 when people said that there is a problem with talent, right? We can't do something at all. Some of us as colleagues, right, we sat down and in a place like called Kasit, we were brainstorming. While my CV said that I am an author of a few of those things, that's an exaggeration. Right? It was a collective thinking. Yes, I did have a contribution in it. I'm not necessarily going to be falsely modest. But there was Saurabh in it, there was Srirang in it, Judadit Das is sitting here, Suresh Ramasubramaniam. There are lots of people who are that in that room on that particular day. We were debating our approach to talent, and we said that why are we caught up with this one metaphor of talent? What about these boys and girls who are there in tier 3, tier 4 towns of India, who study in their vernacular language or who study in English medium but don't have the ability to speak in English and articulate it well, but are scoring the same 90%. And their parents don't have the money to send them to the colleges where they have to pay 6 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 14 lakhs. And they don't even know that there is something called a CAT and a ZAT and a MAT and a NMAT and all that are existing. And they don't have the ability to go pay that money like I paid for my son to go to IMS. Nobody who goes to IMS can clear CAT today. There's a false sense of pride we have about clearing CAT. CAT is a racket. It is only available for privileged people who have money. I'll bet my last dollar on that. So if you didn't train, you have no hope in life to clear it. Right? So these kids are gone. So they cannot first afford even a coaching class to get that. So we ask the question, how do I find these kids? Or am I going to say I'm rejecting these kids, are no talent in this country? No. They are talent. Then we said we will not do any sobs and things on our own to non-merit. We will get people. We will get these kids on merit. We will have our own entrance test, which is as good or as tough as what is required to select. I am not a believer speed test means anything. That's a first nonsense. This is all mafia. You know, today the B school entrance test is controlled by the coaching institutes and the test makers, and they will not let it change because their business model will go away. If it changes, still you will get selected. Well, you are still talented. That's not my argument, right? I have in my 30 years and 10 years being on the board never seen anybody to be asked to be calculated anything as fast as you ask them to do it in a CAT exam. And I've been saying this for 4 years, people don't like me. Especially the B schools don't like me. The directors and the deans, they don't like me. Father Abraham is a good friend, right? No, I have known him for a lot. Even if he doesn't like me, he invites me. That's how liberal he is, right? I mean, he's a very old friend, right? You know, he's a very good basketball player. Huh? You should call him and challenge him for basketball one of these days. He believes he can beat all of you. One day you should beat me and send me an SMS. He's a very fit man. Let me come back to that point what I'm saying, right? So some of these are nonsense we are talking about. All this English grammar correction. Nobody in my board knows how to write a grammar, one sentence, how grammar write. Gerund माने आपको मालूम है क्या है? English teacher को मालूम नहीं है gerund माने क्या है? Look at how we look at talent, right? Even to identify talent, we use a wrong tool. What is the single differentiating skill for managerial or leadership success? What do you think it is? Social skills, political ability, intellect given. Without intellect, you can't come. But where do you test it? So look at the way an exclusionistic, elitist system we have created, which nobody is challenging, and we build our halo around it as the greatest meritocracy we have created in this country. And then when somebody says reservation, we say, oh, we want meritocracy in this country. Why reservation? I'm born a Brahmin, I'm a disowned Brahmin. I don't believe in it. I'll tear it down. See, the elitist system of a pseudo meritocracy we have created, which will suit only a certain set of people, and then we believe it is the meritocracy, and we exclude other people who cannot compete in it, and then I am not a proponent of reservation. I don't believe in it. Right? I don't believe in reservation. But tear this system down and find another way. So what did we do after this? We asked this question, same discussion. Then we said that why should somebody not be speaking in Hindi, Tamil, Kannada, Marathi and express their views? Well, you should know English. I have no doubts about it. You should learn English. I am not an anti-English person. I am not Malam Singh Yadav. Right? That's not my position. Right? Right. So I met Mr. Kamath and Mr. Wagner. So in the chat I said, sir, we should change this piece. We should look at other ways. As usual, what will happen to quality Ramkumar? Right? Aren't these people the best quality we are getting? I said, they are the best quality, good quality. I'm not saying they are not good quality, but there are other people with good quality also. Can we expand the supply? Because this restricted supply is creating a price problem for me. So I genuinely believe none of you are worth the salaries which we pay you when you recruit. I know it's a politically undiplomatic, and that doesn't devalue you, right? Don't read me as dinner. It is a price point, right? But you're getting the salary what the market is determining, so I don't grudge it. But can you create a 15 lakh value in the first year? No. Not possible. Nobody can create. It's not you. It's a humanly impossible position we are talking about. somebody to come and create it. It's not possible, though you are all experienced kids, right, who are coming under. I'm not talking to a fresher, I know it. It's tough, guys, not possible. The fact is that I don't myself today create a value for the salary I am earning. That itself is the first problem. We're all, no, I don't think I'm creating a value for the salary I'm earning today. Right, we say market, demand, supply, all that crap. Now let's go back. So I asked Mr. Kamath and Mr. Vakul, I said, sir, I'll take you to France. Okay? Now, the Central Bank of France requires a head. The people who are going to interview you know nothing more about you than that you have been a good banker in a bank called ICICI Bank and you have achieved a lot and you come from this pedigree. Yeah? Excellent. So we are not going to ask you to take a CAT. Don't worry. Yeah? This interview will be in French. I'll put you and Mr. Vakul through it. Do you think you stand a chance of getting the job? All the banking you knew, will you be able to express it to them to the satisfaction of them for them to judge you to be fit? No? The two great men said, Ram, case made. Go ahead with what you want to do. That's the beauty of these two gentlemen. Outstanding people. I find very few people like that in corporate India. There is a case made, Ramkumar. I said, look at the exclusionistic way by which we select people to the best institutions in this country, where we say your ability and knowledge can be expressed through only English. So I said, what if you were to interview this Marathi kid in Marathi, this Tamil kid in Tamil, this Hindi kid in Hindi? What's your worry? Your worry is language skill or worry is that person's akal? So see the people you are excluding? Out. I wouldn't have been able to converse 4 lines of English, right, some 35 years back. In my time, in Madras, in a graduation when you are doing, in an English medium graduation college, if you spoke English, there is a Macham Peter Udranda. If you don't know, they say showing off. Anybody from Madras? You guys say the same thing today or you are all elitists today? Macham Peter, Poor, Nittiga, Pechiga. So they will tell that to you. Yeah, I'm sure that in other parts of India there is an equivalent of a trance like that. Right? So we don't get to practice. Barring a few people who, I have no grudge against the people who went to La Marts and who went to the Dome School, and I have no grudges, right? No, I'm not that one of those guys, oh, they're all crap. No. Life dealt a good hand to them, they went there, great, they're also bright kids, they learned English well, excellent, right? We will celebrate them also. But you're excluding the other thing of people. Very, very difficult kind of a thing. You're going to work through with it, right? So, renegotiate. Certainly I don't speak a bad English now, right? Do I embarrass you with my English today? Yeah? So it's learnable. We make mistakes about what is learnable and what is not learnable. What is not learnable beyond a point is math. What is not learnable beyond a point is physics. What's not learnable beyond a point is these things. And if those have been learned by these kids well, in their formative years, and there's something to show for you, whether you believe their marks or not, I don't care. But that's the system, we run with it, you got to believe something in life. If somebody shows 90, okay, it's not 90, it's 80. It's not 50. So give it to the kid. And say, fine, obviously this seems to be a bright kid. Obviously that seems to have used the time in the college and school better than the other kids in doing what is to be done there. So those are the conclusions you make. Right, you don't make a conclusion by saying, okay, the next C.V. Raman is out here. We will know whether it's the next C.V. Raman 30 years later. Right now I'm just saying, does the person have these kind of qualities? So my request to you, as you go back, don't do what I'm saying, right? You will find your own way to do it because you're a bright person. You are a talent, right? Develop your thoughts independently about many things, not about only talent, about whatever you choose, start forming your own thinking about what things are and how they can be and why we should attempt to make them to be that despite all the roadblocks and challenges. And you will surprise yourself in about 25-30 years when you look back, a mere thought like this, how it will liberate you and how some of it, not all of this, some of it would become possible. That is talent of yours. And imagine what is the greatest service you can do to yourself, to the country, to everybody around, to find more talent like you. No, not like you. To find more talent and release them. The biggest childbirth all of us can give. This childbirth even men can give. That's the beauty. You carry in your womb, there's so many people who otherwise would not be able to have a chance in life, and give them a birth through which they get a chance in life. Do that, then you know that you have made a difference to this world. This is the only childbirth men can give. Like your child, don't make a difference. Tall child is good, short child is good. Dark child is good, fair child is good. Every child is good for a mother and a father, right? But put the same test a mother and a father will put to the child to say, I have an aspiration for you. Same way your parents had and my parents had for me. I want you to be somebody. Yeah, I'm going to be demanding, pushy, sometimes even harsh. 99 in maths is not good enough, I want 100. Okay, that's okay. That's a parent's dream. But I won't reject you because you got 99. Or even 60. It's okay. We'll deal with it. So do that and count the number of people you have produced through your life. Biologically you may have one child, two child now. But this will give you hundreds of children. Hundreds. You'll be proud of all of them. The last day when you walk out of your office or walk out wherever it is, right? I don't know. You would walk out by saying, it looks like I did something. And this one you don't need anybody's support. Yeah, this is where I'll stop. Yeah? So you guys now can engage me. And I'm fine being criticized. Right? If you had a contrarian view, that's good. That's how people develop their ideas. But there is no one truth in the world. That's oppressive. And I don't like it. It's okay. Fine. But I'll debate with you. Yeah, because I have my views. Right? So that won't be from a position of authority as an authority figure. That's because I'm a thinker. So don't get pushed back if I debate with you. So it's up to you. Now the floor is yours. And if I disappointed you without giving any models and all, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't have any presentation, color models, 4 steps to heaven, 5 steps to heaven. I'm a very die-hard anti-PowerPoint guy. The Microsoft guys have given a supari against me. In my office also, I don't let anybody, give me a minute. In office also, I prevent anybody showing a PowerPoint presentation. PowerPoint is a killer. PowerPoint kills thinking. It's reduced people, it's killed human thinking. Everybody is seeing a film show. And the guy who's made it is unwilling to go beyond what he has produced and unwilling to create a conversation. So if only we killed it and sat around, looked at each other, and if the thing you're talking about, you know about it, why do you need a PowerPoint? What's in it, you know it, right? You're 3 levels down, did not produce for you to come and speak here. Tab to kyun chahiye? And without a PowerPoint, I don't think I lost interest with you. Yeah? So that's another thing, some other day, some other place. Okay, yeah, so it's up to you. Yeah.
Hello sir, this is Amya Joshi from HRM batch. So I wanted to know that you just said that the talent which is there, they should not be barred because they don't know some language. But considering the fact that in our corporate world only English is used, how do you think that the people who don't know English, they can be brought in this talent pool? Because
like you brought me.
Yes sir, but in the end you had to learn English.
I didn't say don't learn English. Teach them English. That's the easiest thing you can do. So, if somebody cannot learn a language in 2 years' time, I will cut my right hand off. I am a product of the anti-Hindi agitation from Madras. We never even got to hear Vivid Bharati, and we never got to hear Hindi news during my time when we grew up. Right? The only Hindi we knew was Sholay and Bobby and the odd Hindi films which came. Not all Hindi films were shown in Madras. Right? So when I went down and I had to learn Hindi, I learned Hindi. This won't be the greatest. I'm not Amitabh Pritam to really write a book in Hindi. Yeah, but I can express myself and people can hold. When I came down to Calcutta, I learned Bengali. When I went to Karnataka, I learned Kannada. I'm an IR guy. So that's my calling card. My calling card is, to this day, I'm an IR guy. I'm proud. Unions are my friends. The who's who of the unions in India are my friends. So the first thing which happened for me in Calcutta, when I came in 1993, January, to start be the manufacturing head and the personal head, those days these words, HR, HR and all were not there. We were called IR managers or personal managers. I was doing a session like this for my people. First day, right? And there was this old man who was sitting there. I tell this story very often. Paresh Hazra, right? Was the head of manufacturing. Powerful guy, very young boy, 29, 30. And Hazraji was about 53, was fit to be my father. So Hazraji stood up and said, "Sir, Bangla bolu." I said, "Bangla bolu?" Yeah. I don't even know a sentence of Hindi. Where am I going to speak Bengali? That Gabbar Singh ka dialogue malum hai humko. After that, no. I actually collapsed that day. I had two options. I could have either used my authority and said, I'm the head of the manufacturing, I'm going to do it in English, sit up and learn. Nothing would have happened. I could have done that. Or I could have run away. Cancelled the session and walked away. I did a third. I was nervous, tight stomach, sweating, a bit of shame. Then I said, we'll take a break. I went and sat on one corner alone. Even this morning when people said we'll have breakfast together and all, I said no, because I'm a guy who will have to psych myself up. If I come to a session, I'll have to think about it, I have to leave the session, I have to see the classroom in my mind, I have to know what will happen there. Right? That's my idiosyncrasy. So I sat around there, feeling nervous. Then this old man walks up to me, puts a hand around me, gives me a cup of tea, sits next to me and said, "Sir, chesta karo." Chesta karo. I said, how can I do it? He said, try, sir. Then he made one statement to me, I never forgot in my life. Some learnings you get at the, not in lectures, but you get with people. So he said, sir, you're asking other people to learn. Can you show them that you will also learn? My tension went out of my body. I walked back, I don't know what I did that day. Possible is 99.99% I spoke English with either udhar kuch Hindi, that's definitely not Bengali, because I didn't even know what Bengali was, right, at that stage. And I finished the day walking with respect of everybody in the room in their eyes. At least he tried. And that won me the day with the union forever in Kidatpur factory, #1 transport depot road, Kidatpur. If you go Majarat bridge ke niche, you go there, you'll still find the factory. And as I went on, I learned a matter of Bengali. There are people who scream at me like Jeet and Bhargav Das Gupta by saying, "Oh, don't do this, sweet language in your mouth is killer." Then I at least tell them that at least people like me speak Bengali. The Bengalis don't learn Tamil at all. So I said that to that extent at least I tried. No, the point I'm trying to make here is to say, as I said, I'm not Mulayam Singh Yadav. Guys, I will send you a CD. My request, see that. Yeah, there are people who we selected like this, who transform to speak English, which is amazing. Please don't tell me that English is difficult to learn. I was telling again in the lunch table, when you speak your mother tongue and when you make stupid grammatical errors in it, do you get self-conscious about it? Do you even know that you're doing it? See the problem, see the curse for us. In English, when you make a grammatical error or an inappropriate use of phraseology or a word, you get ashamed. Why? Why? Tell me why? Take that away. Learn. The most stupid thing is to say that I am excluding people because I choose to select them on the basis of language and not on the basis of ability. Tyrannical. It's wrong. Testability. Don't do favors. Don't take people who are not able. Don't compromise on quality. But testability. Don't test people's language. Yeah, if you are going to be a journalist in English, I agree. You tell me in the bank, who speaks English with a customer? Who speaks English in a shop? You go to a bank, you speak in English? You go to a doctor, you speak in English? I'm not anti-English. I write a blog called otherview.in, go and read. I write in English. And I can write in Tamil too. And I can speak 9 hours of Tamil without a single English word. No Tamilish. Yeah, I'm proud about that also. But I'm proud about my English also. And I write, you cannot edit me. There won't be an error in English, my English when I write. You can't edit me. Yeah? Having said all this, don't get into that trap that I will judge people on the quality of English. In fact, there are people who get too conscious about their accent in English. What? Okay, I have a Tamil English accent. Okay. Somebody has an Hindi English accent. Okay. Somebody will correct you. Learn, correct yourself. Don't say it economy, call it economy. Technology, no technology. So look at how many senior people will be calling it economy when they speak. It's not economy, it is economy. It's not technology, it is technology. Yeah, so don't get caught with that. Teach people English, force them. In ICICI we force people. We say that if you don't learn English, now you can't be ICICI. But we will not exclude you when we select you because you cannot communicate your ability in English. For the fresher, right? This is not for the guy who's worked 3 years, 5 years and all. By then we expect you to learn English. Yeah, and I'm certainly not expecting you to learn Naipal. You're not going to write a big piece for me. Right? That's not what I want. I want you to write a policy, I want you to understand a policy, I want you to write a letter, I want you to do that. I do not want you to correct a sentence and all. I can give you, this is the other piece which I asked, the fraud which goes wrong. If I were to give the CAT exam all over again for all the people who cleared CAT, 5 times all over, there is no reliability in India today that they would get the same percentile point. Even if I were to give in the same set. And this is not to degenerate or to say people who cleared CAT are bad. That's not my point. We are using an untested, unreliable, faulty system. That is not true of JEE. People may repeat their scores in JEE. That's okay, because that's a different test. It tests knowledge in a different way. Not the B school entrance exams. Biggest fraud going on in India. Which I oppose to it, and certainly no grammar of that kind. And even people who do it by rote, by doing it. And if I were to, I see all the kids around, right? And not said in a negative. Don't hear any of what I say as a negative, right? I'm saying I'm giving you freedom. I'm saying that people write notes. They're terrible. They're terrible. So you have to train them to write notes. The people who come from the best English medium schools in India. Yeah. So that cannot be the basis, is what I'm saying. But you'll have to learn English to be proficient, to do business. And I will tell everybody, if you have an accent, okay, don't worry. Speak. No problem. It's a problem of the other person who is laughing is an idiot. Have contempt. Look at a guy and say that contempt. Yeah, that's how I speak. Too bad for you. The Italian Americans, how do they speak English? What accent? Spanish Americans. Scots. I'm not even coming to French and German people speaking English. Talking about how do they speak English. You're okay? You like Leonardo DiCaprio? Huh? What English does he speak? Robert De Niro? Morgan Freeman? Tom Hanks? Don't get worried. You're free to speak the English you like, the way you want. There's no problem. You're free to speak the Bengali you want, the way you want. You're free to speak Tamil the way you want. It's okay. No problem. Yeah? Okay, what else?
Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning.
Sir, you spoke about the people who have the talent and they want to reach out, about how to help them by changing your selection methodology to a vernacular based thing. But then there will always be a 30 to 40% people who cannot even think about reaching out because probably they'll have to earn the bread for their family. So what about them? Even if you offer them a chance to get their education, they cannot because they have a more important thing to do. So how to solve their problem, sir?
If that is worrying you, I'm not being rhetorical, don't misunderstand me. Yeah? Think about it in your life, you will find a solution. I have not thought about it as of yet, right? Because there are problems, each of us, see, one of the tricks in life, as much as management, is not to be an Arvind Kejriwal. I like him, but I worry for him. Because he is trying to solve all the problems together at the same time, you will fail. You got to be smart. You got to say, I have in my universe 100 things which require to be changed. It's difficult for me to go and grab all the 100 and do. In trying to do it, I will do no justice to anything. Let me pick 2 to 3 right now and devote myself for a period of time to put it and hope and believe there are other like-minded people who have the same passion, who will pick few others, and over a period of 20-30 years will change things. The morning after cannot be a new morning. That's a fiction. 4,500 years of civilized world has taught us there is no morning after other than a hangover. That's the only morning after which is true. All other morning afters are similar to yesterday and different in a very small, indistinguishable manner, but it has changed. And if you have the energy to stay with it for 10, 20, 30 years, you would have brought a lasting change. Yesterday when I was speaking to my employees in Delhi, I said, it takes 9 months and 15 days for a healthy child to be delivered. You cannot accelerate. If you want it in 30 days, it will be stillborn. Don't have to be worried. Get in that long haul, dig in, take your time, the needle will move. I always give one test to everybody. This was a test I learned very early in my life. Any one of you go down to the busiest part in India, whichever place it is, I don't know. Walk there, stand in the middle of the road, put your hand out and say, traffic stop. Traffic will stop. It will stop. That's your power. How long can you stop the traffic? Then start thinking. That would mean more people are required. That is the management skill, leadership skill. That's called mobilization skill. Intellectual pursuits do not mobilize people. To mobilize people, you need political skill. Positive political skill. Why would another person be mad enough to stand next to you with the outstretched hand to stop a traffic? Can you get that person? Now 100. Now 5,000. Can you do it? You'll change things. But that doesn't happen tomorrow morning. Even in a corporate world, I learned as an adult today, not anymore the 22-year-old young idealistic boy who felt, I will change the world. I know it can be changed, but I know to change it, it is a bloody hard work even if you are an executive director. Even if you are a managing director. You got to work hard. But it changes. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to really do that. Yes, there are people who I can't think of. But I am saying that there are 5 things I can do. I believe I can do. Let me start with that. Maybe we'll reach there 30 years from now. So people cannot say, oh, we don't have the time for 30 years. Then you're selfish. You better have a vision for 20 or 30 years. Better start working for the tomorrow, not for, meaning, which is the 30 years from now, not for tomorrow. Then you will change things in life. And it wouldn't, it's like your child growing, right? Every day you start measuring your child, you'll be a mad person. You'll go, you got to leave it there. Okay, suddenly 5 years later you see, oh, this all. And see my son, 24-year boy, 6'4", today taller than me. Look up and say, oh, this is the same Sham. Huh? 24 years back I held him in my hand. Look at this boy today, 6'4", standing up there, plays cricket better than me. Right? And you say, oh, at his age he's achieved something better than I have achieved at his age. Good. But it took 24 years for Sham to be what he is today. And if I had been a parent who was in a hurry at age of 9, Sham to be what he is today, I'd have killed that boy. Be patient. I say the same thing in organizations to people. Give time to people to discover their talent. Give time. Don't be this trigger happy people who come and say 3 महीने में क्या हुआ, 9 महीने में क्या हुआ, 1 साल में क्या हुआ, कुछ नहीं होगा. Time दे दो, 3 साल दे दो, 5 साल दे दो. This kid will be somebody. They did it for me. If I am standing here, it is the remarkable people who were my bosses all through my 30 years who gave me time to grow. They gave me time to grow. Give time to people, to transformations. Then this will happen. Don't be in a hurry. You will win some, you will lose some. Remember that also. You can't win all of them. That is my problem with Arvind Kejriwal. Not what he is espousing. hurry. My problem is, if the tarrying hurry, you may lose the game. Patience, patience. Patience doesn't mean inaction, right? That's our problem. Our metaphors are all wrong metaphors. When somebody says patience, oh, this guy is saying no action. No! Act, push, do all that. But wait. It will move. Concentrate resources. It's a tug of war. Right? Got to put in the same spot enormous power, enormous force. Tab to aaya. And it won't come one way, it will go up that side also. Now you got to show staying power to say, I have a good strong legs, more than my good strong legs, I have a large heart. I can take punishment. Physical, mental punishment. I will take it. Even you will go. When you come into organizations also, you don't have the ability to take physical, mental punishment, you go nowhere. I'm an old kabaddi player. I played kabaddi for my state. Right? You don't wake up, when you play kabaddi, you don't wake up every morning with feeling good. I don't know any of you have played kabaddi. Right? Yeah? Every morning you wake up with body pain. I used to be a star raider. When I raided, I was a king. Yeah, I got caught many times. Right? Even kings do lose. Right? They also give points. But I score more points than I lose. My team knew it. Right? You take an enormous punishment. In the middle of the match, you can't stand. Your ankle is gone. You have torn your hip apart. But your coach walks up to you and said, boss, one more ride? One more raid? Correct, sir? Correct. Suddenly you find strength coming into your leg. Stand up, stay calm. Lungs become big. Kabaddi. Ground. Up there. Doesn't matter. You can get caught now. Because the other guys may pull you down. You may not. But you showed heart. That's what the coach is looking for. Oh boy, I asked this boy to go. After this punishment he has taken, he is going. And your coach doesn't bother whether you get caught that day. He won't come and shout at you. He says, comes and pats at you and says, good chora, well done. You could have lost the kabaddi match, but he sees your heart. He says, boy, you went. Couldn't stand. He knows he couldn't stand, huh? He knows it. That's why he's the coach. And that's what is required when you do changes in life. And that's what a guy like me looks in people who work for me. Not whether you got, we will ask you targets, we will ask you numbers and all. But eventually don't get worried about all that. Nobody judges you by your numbers. That's just a facade we create in leadership. We make you believe it is like that. In reality, we are looking for your heart. Big heart. Go. My boys are all like that. Bernard, all these boys are all people with huge heart in ICICI. I tell my boy, I said, jump from the 11th floor, they'll jump. On the girl. No, I mean it. Because they know that Ramkumar will not ask you to jump from the 11th floor without making sure that you will not die. That's the trust. There will be a net somewhere. Right? And they will know they'll jump. Every one of our people, they will jump. Well, they'll know these people don't ask us to jump without taking care of us. They would have worked out. So there is a reason why they are asking us. I'm not saying blind faith is not what I mean, but I'm saying bring heart. That following when you bring in, then you transform. And you can all do. Trust me, there is nothing special. Nobody is born with it. It's all crap. Nobody. You can all do it. And don't get worried. How big it is unimportant. One day it will become big. Like a child growing. It will always start small. It will always look unimportant. It will always not have people backing you. It will have 100 people telling you why it will fail. But you have a heart, stay with it. Your reverses will come. You will lose. Looks like it's all gone. Hang in there. he turned. There's a beautiful statement by one of the very celebrated air marshals of India. The difference between courage and cowardice is staying with your fear for that 1 second more than what others do. Who is a courageous person? Not all that valorous who is not afraid of death and all. Everybody is afraid of death. Everybody's body pains. Everybody's mind pains. Everybody is emotionally disturbed. But you can outlast other people for that 1 second more in conquering your fear, in conquering your doubt. Job done. And if that 1 second became 2 seconds, it's interesting. If it becomes 10 seconds, it is interesting. If it becomes an hour, you're a champion. That's where epic struggles, and every one of the important things you want to do in life, trust me, will be an epic struggle. For you, don't look at epic struggle in a national stage, in a television kind of a thing, no. For you, it is an epic struggle. And train like that. Once you handle a small epic struggle, you will be good to handle the next big epic struggle. Don't be in a hurry. And a day will come, then you will handle a very large epic struggle. And you will change. It will happen. In your eyes, you will stand up and see, wow, it moved. And you would not have moved it alone. At that stage, you would have, you look this side, that side, you look around, you would have hundreds of people standing with you, and then you know, we moved. Now it's we moved. I'm not saying that stupid teamwork and all. That's mobilization. Yeah, I need to stop. Yeah, I understand it. Thank you. Thank you for your time, and thanks for XLRI, and thanks for all of you to have called me here. Hope it was useful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that very inspiring speech, sir. I think till date, this was one of the most different and real-life versions of leadership. And I'm very sure many of us will be fired once we are out of this room. In fact, right now itself I see that. Right. Now I would request our esteemed faculty, Professor Pradhan, to present memento to our esteemed guest, Professor Pradhan.
Divish. Flowers दिखा.
Guys, just one moment. Now I request Chandan Sharma to present the vote of thanks.
Back in July 2013, I got to know about leadership committee, and Mr. Ramkumar K was the first name which came to my mind. Thank you for sowing the seeds, sir. I take this opportunity to thank Mr. Ramkumar for acceding to our request, coming this far, interacting with us. I thank Mr. Manoj Jaiswal for helping us in this visit of Mr. Ramkumar. I thank Mr. Mrinal Sinha for planning the events. And last but not the least, Mr. Judajit Das, without whose assistance this event would not have happened. Being an ICICI, I understand the value of your 2 days, sir. Thank you very much for coming. It's a privilege hosting. Thank you.
This boy is a special boy, huh? You should know, I'm not joking. He's one of the achievers, right? And I hope that he goes on to do what he should do in life. Yeah?
Thank you very much, Chandan, and a very big thank you to everybody here for being present and making this event a very success. And thank you very much, sir.